Okay, so I've seen a lot of people talk about the natlan and sumeru skin tones, but as the title of the video says, this will not be about them. Okay, I don't think I've seen anybody approach the hoyo skin tone controversy, so to speak, from this angle. So here I am. And disclaimer, this is just my opinion. I did not call up the Chink committee. Yes, I stole that joke from Wissendy. If you know, you know. But anyways, yes, I didn't call them and be like, hey guys, let's take a vote. You know, like the Chink committee cares way more about the Nvidia stock than like some random fictional character skin tones. So anyways, yes, just my opinion. And yeah, you could talk about like Fontaine and Mondstadt with these same arguments, but you know, as you can tell, I'm yellow, so I'm gonna be talking about the fictional yellow people. So basically, yeah, our like, you know, fictional Asian or like specifically East Asian characters. So from Inazuma and from Li Yue. Okay, side note, I play using Chinese, so like when I say it, it's like Li Yue, right? So it's like Li Yue, but like actually in English, it's like legally, officially Li Yue. So I like remind myself to say that. But anyways, yes. So yeah. So first of all, okay, 4 things I want to talk about today. 1, fictional yellow people in this game specifically, and well, also other Hoyo games. They don't really have a wide range of skin tones, with one notable exception who I will very happily be talking about specifically. And real yellow people, like me for example, we do have a very wide range of skin tones. And the third point is, again, the notable exception who I will be talking about. And the fourth point is why I think these character designs are a weird choice. Okay, notice the word weird. I'm not saying they're like being malicious. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think they're being like intentionally malicious or like weird about it. I just think it's, well, I just said the word weird. But basically my point is, you'll see when I get to there, it's definitely a choice. And yeah. So, I feel like if we can't agree on this, then there isn't really much to talk about, bro. Because like, come on, just look at them, okay? Like, I don't know what to tell you. Their skin tones have like 2 hex code differences in between them, okay? But yeah, I feel like there's not much else to say about this. So, oh yeah. So, okay, I don't have Instagram, so here have some family photos. But yeah, all I'm saying is, okay, there should be a wider range of skin tones within the roster of like 50 Genshin characters than my family, right? So a lot of my parents' friends and like our extended relatives and stuff, they look at me, they're like, wow, you're so pale, like a compliment, right? Because I guess like you might have already known this going into this video, but part of the reason why like all the Genshin characters are so pale is because in China, paleness is valued as like a status symbol, like because you know in the ye old days, people who were wealthy didn't have to go out and like work the field and like be a farmer and stuff. And people who had no money, like the peasants, they had to like work the field and get tan and stuff. So this is kind of like their beauty standard. But yeah, my point is, okay, look, this is my family. There are a variety of skin tones here. And specifically, I want to talk about my brother, who is the inspiration behind this video. So we did do a DNA test a couple years ago. He did come back 100% ethnically Chinese, and I was kind of disappointed. I was like, man, because in those videos, they always like see these people who are like, you know, 1% Dutch, 2% Ethiopian, and I was like, what are we? But no, we are literally 100% ethnically Chinese. But obviously, I know like that's not how genetics works between siblings, but like, come on, metaphysically, like psychologically, cognitively, socially, like whatever, we have the same genes, right? So the point I'm trying to make here is, okay, between us two, right, we are blood siblings, we are full siblings, but even between us two, we have like a variance of skin tone, okay? So this one coincidentally is like right under a ceiling light, so that's why I just wanted to get like a different what skin tone looks like under different lighting, because it does vary a lot depending on the lighting. Okay, so yeah, okay, so here's the thing, right? Like, maybe you already know this, but China is not a monolith. Okay, we have like the Han majority, which is like around very roughly 99% of the population, but we do have ethnic minorities, right? Some are pale and some aren't pale, just like people in general. Yeah, these people are all like, you know, they're literally ethnically Chinese, but they are from different ethnic minorities. So for instance, my grandma, she is of the Yao ethnic minority, the Yaozu. So okay, this is really interesting because when I searched them up on Wikipedia, I was like, oh my gosh, this person, it looks like grandma. But yeah, she is of the Yaozu. And yeah, so basically, lots of people exist in China. We are not a monolith. They are not a monolith. And different skin tones exist. um, and here are just like some other various photos outside of my immediate family that you can see. This is a cast of, I will say, probably the best movie about Kung Fu ever made, Kung Fu Hustle. You should watch it if you haven't already watched it. It's from Shang-Chi. Oh, these three are all Japanese. Oh yeah, the previous slide, everyone, is ethnically Chinese except for this guy who is like half Japanese. Okay, these three are ethnically Japanese. This guy is Chinese. And oh yeah, this is from the very recent Legend of the Condor Heroes adaptation, which my mom cried 3 times over, so I'd like to do a review of it. And yeah. And okay, this is Rosie from Blackpink. You probably already know her. And this is Jamie Chung. So these two are both ethnically Korean, but as you can see, you know, their skin tone also varies a lot. Some East Asians are paler than white people, as you can see here. Some East Asians are not as pale as white people. So again, right, like I'm paler than some of my white friends. I'm darker than some of my white friends. The palest person I know, like, okay, under like the classroom light, he literally looks like a ghost. It's like he's literally glowing, okay? He is ethnically Chinese. And basically my point is, as you can kind of tell like throughout this entire thing, the common theme is, you know, people are not monoliths and people have different skin tones in real life. That's a thing that happens. Okay, yes, time to talk about the exception. So I've seen people like say that she looks like black or Indian to them, and like that's fine, okay. I feel like you can have an opinion about any fictional character. Like you can have whatever opinion you want, but me personally, like I feel like if Xin Yan was a person in real life, I think she looks something like my brother. So I have prepared 2 images. Okay, this is like a picture of him in the same location as one of the earlier ones, but let's try something out, okay. Let's adjust this and look at the colors. So I'm gonna take this color here and then put it over here, and then I'm going to take a sample of my brother's face. Yeah. Okay, so obviously, like I mentioned, you know, skin tone varies a lot depending on lighting. So this is not supposed to be some kind of like definitive, like, oh yeah, this is my proof of my thesis statement or something, right? Basically, I'm just trying to illustrate like, you know, Chinese people who look like her exist in real life. And yeah, you know, it's cool. I like her. She's a cool character who exists. I actually do like her a lot. She's super cute. But yeah, okay. And on this note, again, like I have mentioned myself, me, who many people consider to be a lighter-skinned Chinese person, let's do an experiment. Okay, do you think my skin tone is closer to a cardboard, like a toilet paper roll, or normal paper? Let's try this out. You can look at these two, and basically my point is to all of my fellow people, humans, look, man, we are closer to this in general. Like, I'm sorry, you're not gonna look like Ningguang. I mean, you might, but like, in terms of skin tone, like, just, you have to be honest with, I don't know how to word this properly, but I feel like, okay, I'm not sure how common or like how popular of an opinion this is, but I feel like at least from what I've seen on the internet, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, East Asians are super pale. And like, yeah, like I mentioned, like the examples, there are a lot of East Asians who are super pale. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, to say, oh yeah, all the like the Inazuma or like the Yue characters are like super pale, and that's just what an Asian or like an East Asian person looks like in general. Like I just feel like that's kind of disingenuous, man. Like, just look at this. And this is from like a lighter skinned Chinese person. Like, you know, so I mean, the average person is gonna look, I feel like, closer to Xinyan than like Yunjin, you know? Like closer to Xinyan than Yunjin, if you could not understand my Chinglish. But yeah. So why do I bring this up? So character design is one of my favorite hobbies, and something I think about a lot is, hey, what is the point of character design? Well, I feel like, you know, maybe one of the points is to make a distinct and visually appealing character. And the thing is, like, skin tone is a great tool to make a visually distinct character, right? And again, all these pasty people, with the exception of Xinyan, they're not what like actual Japanese and Chinese people look like in real life. Obviously, Inazuma and Li Yue are basically supposed to be like fantasy representations of Japan and China. So yeah, like this is why I call it kind of a weird design choice. Again, it's not malicious. It's not like mustache twirling villainy, right? But again, I understand the fact that they just want to make stuff that appeals to the masses. So yeah, but this is just my opinion on it. And like I mentioned, I don't think a lot of people have approached it from this angle in particular, like the Li Yue and Inazuma kind of like thingy. But I could be wrong. Maybe this has already been repeated like 18 million times. I just haven't seen it. So hey. Yes. Okay, on one last note, this has definitely been memed on to death. On the grave, to death, being a dead horse. Anyways, yes, it's a giant meme. But I honestly think like Onyakupan makes a really good point. Like, again, he's referring to different races instead of just like, having skin tones that's like not like 2 hex shades apart from each other. But I just feel like life is just more interesting like that, like some people sometimes ask like, oh, like why is XYZ so diverse for no reason? Well, like, bro, life is so diverse for no reason, man. So yeah. Hopefully now you know a little bit more about these things that maybe you previously didn't know. Or at least, hey, if nothing else, hopefully this was like mildly entertaining. And again, okay, this is like not some kind of like manifesto to mihoyo. mihoyo knows this a lot better than I do, okay? Like, they are literally industry professionals and who are like literally Chinese and like surrounded by Chinese people. Like, they've seen the diversity, the incredible variety people have in general, right? They know this better than I do. I'm just some Westerner who like likes to draw and like, has eyes so I can like see stuff. But yeah. Please be normal about this. Like, don't send death threats to people over fictional characters. And yeah. This video was sponsored by my brother, who made the outro beat and also generously allowed me to use his photos.